Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. This is the pattern that we will be working on today. It's a beautiful, beautiful granny square. This comes in a pattern to show you how to work it in a full afghan, but this is the square only. You will need 3 color choices, whichever you choose. It calls for a 5mm hook. I worked this one in a 5mm hook. It measures 8 by 8. The full measurement, if you want to do the afghan with this, is a 50 by 58 inch afghan. So basically you will need 3 colors as I stated, and if you work it in the size stated in the pattern, it does call for 3 balls of each if you're using Caron 1-pound yarn. You will need a total of 30 of these, of your motifs. It does come with the instructions on how to join and how to border, which is very, very simple. And the best way to find this pattern, I do have it linked for you below the video, but it is also in one of Yarnspiration's lookbooks, and that lookbook is labeled Stitch It Forward. So you can go on their site and they have several lookbooks with beautiful patterns in them, and this is one of them. This one is just simply called Petal Pops Crochet Blanket. So I hope you have fun with this. This was so much fun to make, and I used the rustic colors. So just grab everything you need and we will get started on this pattern. Okay, so for our Petal Pop Crochet Blanket motif only, these are my colors. Now they're not going to be bright colors for my square. I wanted to do a rustic looking square, and you can of course choose whatever colors you like. These are mine. So my first color for the very center will be the baby blue, and then I will work with the grayish purple. And then my third color will be the tan. And they're all 4 weight, so use whatever you like. And since the pattern calls for a H or 5mm, I'm just going to step mine up because I'm more comfortable with working a 4mm or a 4 weight yarn with a 5.5 hook. So mine's just going to be a size bigger hook. Use whatever hook you like. That's totally up to you. So I'm going to set my other yarns aside, and we are going to go ahead and start with our square. So you will need 30 of these. So starting with our A color, you want to chain up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We want to join to the first stitch with a slip stitch and form that center ring. So let's go for round 1 now and chain up 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so this is going to count as a triple crochet and a chain 1. So now you want to do a triple crochet, chain 1 into your center ring 15 times. Counting this chain, this is going to give you a total of 16. So yarn over twice and go into your center ring and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. So we will work this around, and I will start counting closer to my final numbers. So being it is spring, however, being it's still so cold here, it's still spring. And I love doing granny squares and motifs. It just has always been one of my favorites, being that granny squares actually defined crochet many years ago. I like to try to remember that and keep them in my work as much as possible. But granny squares are just really beautiful works of art, and you can just do so many different patterns in granny squares and motifs, and I just love working them just because you can get so many different designs and different looks out of them. So that is why I enjoy doing tutorials, sharing all of these beautiful patterns with them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And make sure you're doing those chain ones afterwards. So this is 11. This is 12. Oops, I forgot my chain one here. I just told you guys don't forget, and I did. So this is 12. 13. And it gets cramped, so just squish them around. 14. 15. And remember, you want 16 chain spaces. So let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's do one more. You can slide these as you need to. Okay, and now chain up 1, and you want to slip stitch in the 4th chain. Okay, so we chained 6, so make sure that you slip stitch into the 4th chain. I'm sorry, we chained 5. That was the beginning of the slip stitch into the 5th chain from the top. Alright, so now just make sure that you evenly space these spokes around best you can, and you can pull that tail, and just make sure that you have a total of 16 chain spaces. Okay, so once you do that, then we will go on to round 2. So that means you want to slip stitch into the first chain 1 space, which is here. So we will slip stitch there, then we will chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you want to do 3 double crochet here. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to work a popcorn stitch. So basically popcorn is consistent of these double crochet. So if you are not familiar with how to do your popcorn stitch, I do have that tutorial, so you may want to go back and review that. So then you'll just take your hook out, drop that loop, and go back into that first of the 3. Insert your hook underneath that loop, grab that drop loop, pull it through, and you just completed your first popcorn stitch. Chain 2. And then you're going to work a popcorn stitch, chain 2 in the next chain 1 space. So you want to work 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. Drop that loop, go back into that first of the 3, put that loop back on your hook and pull through. Chain 2. Okay, so now you're just going to repeat that around, put in a popcorn stitch and chain 2 in each chain 1 space. So that's 1. This is in the next chain 1 space. So there's 2 doubles and there's 3 doubles. Drop that loop, go back in the next or the first of the 3, grab that loop, pull through. Chain 2. And once more, go into that next chain 1, 3 doubles in a row. So there's 2, there's 3. Drop your loop, and make sure you just pull it up a little bit because that will help you along the way. Go back into the first double, put that loop back on your hook, and pull through. Chain 2. So go all the way around, making those popcorn stitches, and we will meet back up. Alright, so I have gone all the way around with my popcorn stitches. I have finished my last one, chain 2, and then I am going to join into the top of the chain 4. Then I'm going to finish this off. Okay, and you can weave these in if you would like. And we will pick up our second color. Okay, so now grabbing your second color you want to join with a slip stitch to any chain 2 space. So just pick any space and join with a slip stitch. Okay, and this is row 3, of course, so now you want to chain up 3, and this is going to count as a double crochet. You want to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 4 double crochet in the same space, so this is going to make your corner. So 3 doubles, 1, 2, and 3. So that totally gives you 4 double crochet total right there. Chain 2, and in the same space you're going to put 4 more doubles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is a corner. Now you want to do a chain 3 and single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Alright, and you want to do that a total of 3 times. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single in the next chain 2 space. So that's twice. Chain 3, and then single in the next chain 2 space. So that was a total of 3 times. So now let's chain 3, 1, 2, 3 now, and then we're going to make our next corner in our next chain 2 space. So 4 doubles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2, and 4 more doubles in the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to do the repetitive part that we did here. Chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 2 space, chain 3, single in the next, chain 3, single in the next. Now we're going to do another chain 3 here, make our third corner, going into the next chain 2 space. So 4 doubles, chain 2, and 4 doubles in the same space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now you just want to work this around. You're going to work it on this side and this side, and just work it the same exact way that we did these last 2 rows. So you have 1 more corner to make and 2 sides, and I will meet you up at the end. Okay, now row 4, since we have joined, we are going to have to make our way to this corner, because when you're working granny squares and motifs like this, generally to make it much neater, in my opinion, you need to start in a corner, not on your straight way here, which most of them are done that way anyway. So what you want to do is you want to slip stitch to that corner. So you want to go into the next stitch and slip stitch. So that's 1, slip in the next for 2, slip in the next That's 3. Now mind you, when you do these slip stitches, it is not adding a stitch, it's moving your current stitch over. And now slip into the corner. So that takes you to your corner. Now you can start working your pattern again. So chain up 3, and now we're going to build our corner here. So we want to put 3 double crochet to give us a total of 4. Chain 2, and then put 4 doubles into the same corner. These colors are beautiful together. I love them. Alright, so now you want to do a chain 1, and you're going to skip this first chain 3 space, and we're going to work into the second one. So what you want to do is put 4 double crochet into this second chain 3 space. And it looks like a big jump, but really it's not. You chain to 1 in between, and you have the stretch of these double crochet and these here. So now you want to do that again. So chain 1, you're going to skip this next. Actually, you're not going to skip this one. You're going to work right into this one. So you've got 4 double crochet into this one. And chain 1. Okay, so now what you want to do is you're going to skip this last one. So you skip the first chain 3 space, you're also going to skip this last one. And now you're going to go work into your next corner. Make sure you chain that 1. And now you're going to build this next corner. So 4 doubles. Chain 2. And 4 doubles. Okay, so what we did here is the same thing that we're going to do on this side. So chain 1, you're going to skip the next chain 3 space and put 4 doubles in the next chain 3 space, which is right here. So 4 doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and chain 1. And you're going to do that into the next chain 3 space. So 4 doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and chain 1. So now we'll skip this last chain 3 space and jump to work in our next corner. So 4 doubles, chain 2, and 4 more doubles. Alright, so you're just going to work that 2 more times around, same as we did on this side and this side. So you'll chain your 1, skip the next chain 3 space and work into this one, chain 1, and then work into this one. So just go around your last 2 times and I'll meet you up there at the end. Okay, so for round 5 we have finished off now. Once we have joined in the beginning chain 3, you want to take your seed color and you want to join to any chain 2 space. So join in any corner space and just do a slip stitch and chain up a 3. And now you want to work our corner again. So 3 double crochet here to give us a total of 4. And I am still loving my color choices. Gosh, rustic is just so beautiful. Love the rustic looks. Alright, now chain 2 and 4 more doubles in this corner. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you want to work 4 doubles in the next chain 1 space. So go right here where we did our chain 1 and work 4 doubles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So go into the next chain 1 space and work 4 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now it's basically like a standard granny square going around. So go into that last chain 1 space with 4 doubles. And that's going to bring us to our corner. And now you just simply make your corner. 4 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2 and 4 doubles. Okay, that's our second corner. Now you're going to work on your second side, working in the chain 1 spaces, putting 4 doubles in each. And this is a granny square that has a lot of texture. It's not flat. Once you get or if you're making it with me, you'll see that it has quite a bit of personality. It's not a flat laying granny square. It's very textured. Kind of 3D-ish effect, so it's really nice. Alright, so now I'm up to my third corner. Chain 2 and 4 more doubles. And now you're going to work back in your chain 1s on your third side here, so 4 doubles in each. And if I were making this full afghan, I think I would do all rustic colors like this, but I would do at least, I would have to choose at least 4 squares of different colors. So this would be one style of color choice, then I'd have to choose 3 more color choices. Completely different schemes just to make it. So that would be a beautiful idea for this one. And not all granny squares give me the same inspiration. I know a lot of times I will read comments of followers thinking that granny squares are pretty much all the same. However, granny squares have so much personality. The motifs as well. You can just make so many things out of them, and they turn, you know, one project into this or into that, and they just make me happy to make them. So we're on our last side here. And you're not chaining any chains in between these, you're just working straight through with doubles. And work over any tails you may have as you go. Now you want to join into that beginning chain 3, and then you will just finish off and you have your beautiful, beautiful square. And using my 5.5 millimeter hook, my square measures 8. It measures actually 8 by 8 squared. So that is with a 5.5 millimeter hook. So if you're wanting to make it a little larger and go with a different size hook, that will be your measurement with a 5.5 hook and not a 5 millimeter. So this is the square. It's very beautiful, very textured, and you will need 30 of these. And then if you choose to make the full-size afghan, it gives you instructions on how to join and how to border. So that's it for this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, happy hooking!